Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Practical English Podcast. My name is Mike.
And I'm Angela. It's great to have you with us today. In this episode, we're going to teach you something incredibly useful. We've got 15 English phrases you absolutely must know to speak more naturally.
That's right. This episode is perfect for our A2 to B1 level learners. These phrases are used by native speakers every single day, but you might not find them in your textbook.
Exactly. Learning them will help you understand conversations better and make you sound more fluent and confident. It's all about moving from just speaking English to really communicating in English.
So grab a notebook, get ready to listen, and let's jump right in. Angela, are you ready to start with our first phrase?
I am. Let's do this.
All right, our first phrase is a super common one. No worries. You will hear this everywhere.
No worries. I love this phrase because it's so friendly and relaxed. It has two main uses. The first one is as a casual way to say, you're welcome.
Right. So if I hold the door open for you and you say, thanks, Mike, I can reply, no worries. It's just a simple, easygoing response.
Exactly. The second main use is to respond to a small apology. It means it's okay, or don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. For example, if your colleague says, oops, sorry, I sent you the wrong file, you could say, no worries, just send me the right one when you can.
It shows that you are not angry or annoyed. One thing to remember is that no worries is informal. In a very formal situation, you might want to use you are welcome or it is quite all right. But for everyday life, it's perfect.
That's a great point. Okay, moving on to phrase number 4. That is, that makes sense.
A very important phrase for active listening. You use that makes sense to show someone that you understand their explanation or their reasoning.
Right. It's like saying, your logic is clear to me, or I understand why. For example, if your friend says, I can't come to the party on Saturday. I have to study for a big exam on Monday.
You would reply, oh, okay, that makes sense. Good luck with your exam. It shows you understand their priority.
Exactly. It's a polite and effective way to validate what someone has said without necessarily having to agree with it. You're just confirming that you understand.
Okay, let's look at our third phrase. Let me check. This one is so useful in work and daily life.
Totally. You use it when someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to immediately, and you need a moment to find the information.
Right, so if your boss asks, what time is the meeting with the client tomorrow? Instead of guessing, you can say, let me check. I'll have the answer for you in a minute.
Mm-hmm. It makes you sound responsible and professional. It's much better than giving the wrong information.
It works in casual situations too. A friend might ask, is that new cafe open on Sundays? And you can say, I'm not sure. Let me check on their website.
Simple, effective, and very practical. Okay, phrase number 4 is closely related. That is, I'm not sure.
Yes, this is your go-to phrase when you simply don't have the information and you can't check it right away. It's perfectly okay not to know everything.
Of course, honesty is the best policy. So if someone asks you, what is the best way to get to the airport from here? And you don't know, just say, I'm not sure, I'm sorry. Maybe you could check a map online.
It's a polite and direct way to say, I don't know. You can also use it to express uncertainty about a decision. For example, what do you want for dinner? You might answer, I'm not sure. What are the options?
That's a very common use case. Okay, number 5 is a positive and easy one. Sounds good.
Love it. We use sounds good to agree with a suggestion or a plan. It's a casual way to say, I agree, or that's a good idea.
Exactly. So, Angela, if I say, hey, let's get pizza for lunch, you would say,
Sounds good to me. Or just, sounds good.
there you go. Or if a colleague suggests, how about we meet at 10 a.m. tomorrow to discuss the project?
You can reply, sounds good. See you at 10. It's friendly, positive, and confirms the plan quickly. A great little phrase to have in your toolkit.
Okay, we are 5 phrases in. How are you all doing? We hope you're finding this helpful. Let's move on to phrase number 6, which is essential when you don't understand something.
And that phrase is, could you repeat that? It is so important to be able to ask for clarification politely.
Absolutely. Just saying what can sound a little bit rude or aggressive sometimes. Could you repeat that is much softer and more polite.
Right, you can use it if you didn't hear someone because of noise, or if they spoke too fast, or if you just didn't understand the words. For example, the password is 17X Gamma 3. You might say,
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? It's a lifesaver. You can also add please at the end to be even more polite.
a slightly more informal version is come again or say that again, but could you repeat that is safe for any situation, formal or informal.
Excellent tip. Now for number 7, a classic greeting, how's it going?
This is a casual way to say, how are you? You use it with friends, colleagues, and people you know.
The important thing to know is that it's often not a real question. It's more of a friendly greeting. The expected answer is usually short and positive.
Exactly. So if someone asks, hey Mike, how's it going? You don't need to give them a long story about your day.
Right. I would just say, good, you? Or, it's going well, thanks. How about you? Or even just, all right? It's part of the rhythm of conversation.
Yes, and then you continue with the real topic of conversation. How's it going is just the friendly start.
Let's move to phrase number 8. What do you think? A great question for collaboration and showing respect for others' ideas.
Totally. This phrase invites someone to share their opinion. When you ask this, you show that you value their input.
Right. At work, after presenting an idea, you could say to your team, so, that's my proposal. What do you think?
It's also great for making decisions with friends. We could go to the cinema or go for a walk in the park. What do you think?
It opens up the conversation and makes people feel included. A really powerful little question.
Okay, number 9 is another professional and very useful one. I'll get back to you on that.
Yes, this is similar to let me check, but it suggests you need more time to think or find information. You're promising to follow up later.
Exactly. If a client asks a complex question in a meeting and you don't have the answer, you can say, that's a very good question. I'll get back to you on that by the end of the day.
Right. It's a professional way of saying, I need more time. It sounds much better than I don't know in this context because it includes a promise to find the answer.
The key is that you must actually get back to them. If you say this, make a note to follow up as you promised.
A very important point. Okay, let's do number 10. It's up to you.
This phrase means you can decide. You use it when you are happy with any choice and you want to give the other person the power to make the decision.
For example, should we order Italian or Mexican food tonight? If you don't have a preference, you can say, I don't mind. It's up to you.
It's polite and easygoing. It can also be used in a more serious context. A doctor might explain 2 treatment options and then say, ultimately, it's up to you to decide which course of action you want to take.
That's true. It empowers the other person. A great phrase for both simple and complex decisions.
All right, that was number 10. We're 2/3 of the way through. We're now moving on to a phrase for showing strong agreement.
Yes, phrase 11 is I couldn't agree more. This might sound negative because of the word couldn't, but it's actually very positive.
That's a great point about the grammar. It means, I agree with you 100%. It's impossible for me to agree with you more than I do right now.
Exactly. So if a friend says, that movie was fantastic, the best I've seen all year, you could reply, I couldn't agree more. It was amazing.
It adds emphasis. It's much stronger than just saying, I agree. You use it when you have a very strong shared opinion with someone.
Perfect. Okay, phrase number 12 is take your time.
This is such a kind and reassuring thing to say. It means there's no need to rush. You're telling someone that it's okay for them to be slow and careful.
Right. If you're teaching a colleague a new task and they seem stressed, you can say, don't worry, take your time. It's complicated at first.
It takes the pressure off. Or if you're waiting for a friend to get ready to go out and they say, I'll be ready in 5 minutes, you can say, no problem, take your time.
It shows patience and kindness. A wonderful phrase to use.
Now for our last 3 phrases. Number 13 is one you use when you see someone you haven't seen for a while. Long time no see.
Yes, this is a very common informal greeting. If you run into an old friend at the supermarket, you can smile and say, "Hey, Angela, long time no see. How are you?"
It's a warm and friendly way to acknowledge that it's been a while. Fun fact, this phrase is believed to be a direct translation from a Mandarin Chinese expression.
That's fascinating. So after you say long time no see, you usually follow up with another question, which leads us to phrase number 14.
And that is, what have you been up to? This is the perfect follow-up question. It means, what have you been doing since we last saw each other?
Right, so the conversation would go, "Mike, long time no see." And I'd say, "Angela, wow, what have you been up to?"
And then I would tell you about my new job or my recent vacation or anything interesting that's happened in my life. It's a great conversation starter.
It really is. What have you been up to is much more open and natural than just asking, "How are you?" in that situation.
Definitely. All right, are you ready for our final 15th phrase?
Let's hear it.
Number 15 is, can you give me a hand? This is a very common, informal way to ask for help.
Give me a hand just means help me. It's usually used when you need physical help with something. For instance, if you're carrying a heavy box, you could say to me, "Mike, can you give me a hand with this?"
Exactly. Or, I can't open this jar. Can you give me a hand? It's a friendly way to ask for assistance.
For more formal situations or for help that isn't physical, you might say, "Could you help me?" But for everyday tasks, "Can you give me a hand?" is perfect.
That's a great one to know. Let's move on to number 16. Never mind.
This one can be tricky. It's used in a few different ways. The most common one is to say, "It's not important," or "Forget it."
And that's all 15 phrases. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. Let's do a super quick recap of all of them. Exactly. If someone doesn't understand your question after you've repeated it a couple of times, you might just say, "Oh, never mind. It wasn't important."
Sounds good. We had "no worries." That makes sense. "Let me check." "I'm not sure." Sounds good.
Could you repeat that? How's it going? What do you think? I'll get back to you on that. It's up to you.
And the last 5 were, "I couldn't agree more," "Take your time," "Long time no see," "What have you been up to?" and "Can you give me a hand?"
Whew. Our advice to you, our amazing listeners, is don't try to learn them all at once. Pick 2 or 3 new phrases this week and try to use them in your conversations.
That's the best way to learn. Practice makes perfect. The more you use them, the more natural they will become.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. We really hope you found it helpful. If you did, please support us so we can make more content for you.
Yes, please take a moment to follow our channel, give this episode a like, and share it with any friends who are also learning English.
And we would love to hear from you. Please write in the comments section what you would like to listen to in the next episode. What topics do you need help with?
Your feedback helps us create the best possible podcast for your learning journey. Thank you so much for listening to the Practical English Podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Angela. Keep practicing, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.